Hey YouTube, it's Engineer Pat coming to you with a little talk on signal rules. A lot of people ask, what are signal rules and which signal rules do the railroads use? Well, signal rules is just, it's on a certain railroad they have their own signal calls like limited clear, diverging clear, approach diverging. They're all signal rules. It's just by the indication on the signal. That's basically what it is. Now, what signal rules are in place? Well, let's talk about Norfolk Southern for a second. If you're on the Norfolk District, where I rail fan, you're on the N&W rules. If you're up in Altoona, you're using, I believe, the Pennsylvania / Conrail rules. The Conrail rules were mostly the rules from the Penn Central era. If it's CSX Portsmouth sub, you're going by the Seaboard rules. If it's on the A line, that is the ACL rules. Now, if it's on the S line, you're using the Seaboard rules. Now, up in Baltimore, Maryland, and all that up there, all across Maryland, that's all the B&O rules. Fostoria, it's the old C&O or the B&O that's up there. Yeah, that's all B&O, C&O stuff. Clifton Forge, Virginia, that's all C&O territory. That's where C&O rules are in place. If you're down in Salisbury, Linwood, North Carolina, the Saluda grade, which is abandoned, but that's all the old Southern, and that's where the Southern rules are in place. So there are a lot of different rules out there, but the railroads are trying to go to one book. Meaning they're trying to go to one set of rules. Now, the Norfolk and Western rules and the Southern rules were very, very identical. I believe the Southern had two signals that the N&W did not have, or it was vice versa. So one railroad had two signals that the other did not have. So what Norfolk Southern is doing is they're picking the rules out and using a combination. They made their own rule book, but using a combination of both the N&W and the Southern rules. So basically, they're just mainly using both of those. It's just under the NS. But now for CSX, they're trying to go, I believe, towards the Seaboard rules. So basically, what they've got to do is they put the signal up and they have to program it so it will go by the Seaboard rules. Now for NS, I mean, basically, the N&W and the Southern were very identical with their rules. So there are very, very small differences between the two. Now, you're probably wondering why Norfolk Southern, on a different subject now, why Norfolk Southern maintains their locomotives very well. They got that reputation from the Southern Railway. The Norfolk and Western just kept the engines running. They just did a little bit of maintenance on it, and that's all they did to it. But the Southern Railway took the prime mover out and replaced parts, and they overhauled it after so many miles on the road, on the rails, excuse me. Norfolk Southern got that reputation, and they are still doing it. They got that management style from the Southern Railway. They take the prime mover out, they overhaul it, they replace parts as needed, they literally take the whole engine apart, fix it, they put it right back together again, and it is in pristine condition. That's why you see Norfolk Southern takes very good care of their locomotives, because of that style that Southern Railway had. And I think it's a very good reputation because, you know, one small step on a locomotive may result on a long-last locomotive. The life of the locomotive may last longer as long as you give it the proper care. And that's what Norfolk Southern is famous for doing. I don't know about the other railroads, but CSX just maintains their locomotives, you know, just to keep them going. But Norfolk Southern actually does the whole 9 yards. They take it apart. Like I said before, they take it apart, overhaul it, in the whole 9 yards. They really, really take care of their engines. That's where they got that reputation from. This is facts out there that some of you guys may not know about. But signal rules are important because if you hear like a divergent clear approach divergent on the Norfolk District, that's an N&W signal. I mean, and I think the Southern was basically the same on all those, but that's an N&W rule. So that's why you're hearing a lot of different signals and hearing a lot of different signal calling. But signals are interesting. First, you got to realize the rules though, but you can look at different rules that they have. And plus, it's just by listening to them, you'll know them like at the snap of a finger. But They're really important out there. I mean, it's something a rail fan can be really, it can be really useful down the road, though, because somebody may ask you about that. So I thought I would touch on this subject some because they are important, and I have a friend of mine who actually gave me all this information, but can't give the name out. But the good news is I have the information out, so if anybody wants to know about any other areas, maybe just around the East Coast, what I know, you guys can just leave a comment. I can tell you what rules they are. Like the Chillicothe sub on BNSF, that should be the old. That's the old Santa Fe. You should be going by the Santa Fe rules over there. I think in Rochelle, UP, I believe, is going by the CNW rules. The Sunset Route, I believe that's the SP rules. And I'm thinking. I think the Guilford Railroads, I think, is going by the Boston and Maine rules, I think. Do not hold me to that. But that's what I know there. But I know the A line for CSX, that's the should be the Atlantic Coastline rules. The S line, the Seaboard rules. The Portsmouth sub is Seaboard rules. Norfolk District N&W rules. The Roanoke Division knows all the Pocahontas Division, the old Pokey. That's all N&W rules. That is all N&W rules, all N&W territory. But in Charlottesville, Virginia, I believe that is I think that's the old Southern. I'm not sure, but I have to double check on that. But it just depends on where you are. If you know the certain territory, you know its predecessor, they went by that. They went by those signal. They went by that set of signal rules. So anyway, I thought I would do this little quick video so I can kind of explain what it is. But if anybody else has any further questions, leave a comment in the description box and I'll be glad to do another video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Engineer Pat and I'll see you next time.